my channel. My name's Amanda. Today I'm going to share with you guys a flip through of my March Project Life pages and my March Story Album pages. If you guys are new here, my Project Life and my Story Album, I feel they kind of go together nicely because, sorry, I forgot to turn my light on there. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a difference. Anyway, I find they go together pretty nice because they're kind of a similar idea in a way. Like Project Life is more the weekly, everyday stories, and then sometimes like they'll overlap just a little bit because I might have like a photo of the bigger event, but then if it's a bigger event, it usually ends up in my story album. So it's all stories. I guess it's just kind of about what the story is or the size of the story that kind of makes a difference here. Alright, so here we are in March. I use a lot of Ali Edward products if you haven't watched these videos before that I do. I also use a lot of Cocoa Daisy. So I kind of switch it up. Sometimes I'll combine things, sometimes it's all one kit. I also will throw in L Studio products from time to time. Anything to kind of make my layouts go. So yeah, so starting in March, the first week, I believe we had a couple really nice days because we got outside, we took little man to the pond, we practiced his casting, which he's doing really good this year for having such a long break from last year. He was really on it. Took a bike ride and a walk. This was just a photo of my husband and him studying his sight words. There was a photo of him playing video games one evening. So I have work hard, play hard, because, yeah, you get it. Did a little journaling, used that March card. And then over here, my March 3 things, I stamped out fresh air, get fit, and have fun, because I had my new protein drink, which, guys, this stuff is really good. It's really sweet. It's a little sweet if you don't like such sweetness. I don't know if you'll like it, but I do half of a scoop instead of a whole scoop in the same amount of water, and I don't know, it's good. It's been working for me. Gives me a little extra protein in my diet, so yeah. Alright, on to week 2. So not week 2, but the next week in March. Used a big quote card. Started to get into colder weather this week. Here you can tell it was foggy and a little chilly, rainy. We walked him down to the bus stop that day. Little man had his first book fair, like in-person book fair, so that was cool. We got to take him to that after parent-teacher conferences. Oh, they had Dr. Seuss week. That's why on the last day was the walk it in my pocket, and they got to put a little stuffed animal in their pocket and wear it all day at school. He loved that. Then we had snow, so yeah, it was definitely a cold, we definitely had a colder week because we did have a day with snow. And then I just have a bunch of pictures of my snuggly little cat, so I used the March looks like this, stamped out a cat and a little quote there. But she is kind of our little rescue cat, and we thought she was going to be an outside cat, but when we brought her in after her little getting fixed surgery, she ended up pretty much claiming the house and never left. So yeah, she's now kind of an indoor cat, but we're trying to keep an eye on her and our other indoor cat, our first one, who's a Siamese, who gets a little weird with other people and animals, but so far they're doing all right. So as long as they get along, we'll let her stay inside. So the next week into March, which was technically going into spring, stopped at Rita's one day because they had their opening, or they're finally open for the season, and they are my favorite. Even though it wasn't a super warm day or anything. This was after she got back from her surgery. She was a little dopey. My husband, I wanted a photo. There's a big story behind that in my other album. My indoor cat sticking her tongue out. And then we had another nice couple days, so we got out and I started working on the flower bed. My husband, Martin, was helping him scrape stones out of the yard from winter. When they plow our driveway, we end up getting stones. Him not wanting his picture taken, so he closed his eyes, a little goof. And then this, we went down to the lake one day, a state park near us. We took a little walk. Martin met up with some friends from school, so that was fun. And then the following week, I believe, was cold again. March was back and forth. One minute you thought spring was coming, and then it got cold, and yeah. So, yeah, I can't stop taking pictures of that cat. She's so darn cute. One day, little man got himself breakfast. He filled his bowl like really full of cereal, but whatever. He's learning. We went out to lunch one afternoon with my sister and the rest of the family. I didn't get a photo. Little guy helping me bake some brownies. I finished my puzzle that I've been working on for months. And then this was all about our adventure out over the weekend. We took Martin bowling and out to Longhorn, a restaurant. It was a fun day, so there was a lot of pictures, so they all ended up over there. And then this very past week was actually Easter weekend week, which was really weird having Easter in March, but just some basic journaling. As you can tell, I had to pull some cards from my stash because I was kind of running out of things to make everything match. But I like these flowery cards in the cards in the March Alliebra kit. I thought they worked well with Easter and everything. So I had a real pretty picture of the sunset one day. We had a quick four-wheeler ride when it was slightly warm. Got my hair cut crazy short, and I'm still processing if I like it or not. I'm still trying to get used to it. And then Easter, we had like all the activities. We painted eggs. Little guy got all his Easter gifts. This was at the family Easter dinner we have, and the kiddos, the cousins, went on and did their egg hunt. Hence where most of the gifts came from, but yeah, so yeah, Easter was a fun weekend. We had a lot of cool little activities going on. And that's it. That wraps up March in my project life. So there you can kind of see how my project life is a little bit of big events and then a lot of everyday little things. So then when I go into my story album, I like to kind of bring the bigger events into basically just more journaling. So project life gets kind of a generic overview type journaling, and then these I try to go more in depth. So also another change I thought about making with this album, so I'm a person that scrapbooks very chronologically, and I get really kind of stressed sometimes when things are out of order and whenever I can't keep up to keep things in order. And I'm trying to learn to let that go this year, and I'm trying to learn that everything doesn't have to be in order. It can still be, you know, the same year or the same month or whatever. So I noticed going through this album, I wasn't really trying to, but I did end up using kind of divider cards with the months on them for the beginning of the changing months. And this was the month that I really was like, okay, things don't have to be in order, because I made these stories and then I had some gaps in between. So obviously, like, this happened before Easter, so some things are a little out of order. And I'm just trying to tell myself that that is okay. It's okay to not be in complete order. But I thought about doing like maybe like a full page type page. I don't know what I'm trying to say. A full page kind of divider to divide up the months. That way if the stories get a little out of order, at least they're kind of in monthly sections. So thought about doing that. Might help my brain a little bit, make it so it's still sort of chronological, but doesn't have to be the exact date. So anyway, let me get into the stories. Enough rambling about ideas. So yeah, I used the March card to step into this story of my husband, and this was with the Cocoa Daisy Big Sky kit. And this was all about my husband passing his, passing a couple big state tests and doing a career change and starting the new job and all of that. So it was just about me being proud of him for the accomplishments he's been doing. And then on this side, I did a story about my kitten, the kitten I've been talking about, how she went from being real little and outside, and she kind of found us, to us ending up keeping her and getting her fixed and bringing her in the house now. So that was kind of just a story about my little kitten there. And like I said, we're going to get out of order because now we are into Easter, and this was just my story of him dyeing his Easter eggs. And this one really wouldn't have had to been a story on its own, but I wanted this photo big because I just loved how happy he was and the colors of his little egg dyes there. So, yeah. Sometimes I make stories just because I want to. And then this one was, again, the family Easter, a big photo of the three of us that turned out really nice. I used the Cocoa Daisy April kit, just this paper. I just cut out that "You Make Me Happy When Skies Are Gray" because it was a really cloudy day. And the rest is older products. I think maybe the last year or even the year before's Cocoa Daisy kit. So I used that to tell a story of the egg hunt with his cousins, and it's more about the photos than the story in this one because it's only a little story, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's more journaling, sometimes it's more just extra photos or photos I like. This one I did the Longhorn and the bowling day just because going to Longhorn Steakhouse, if you've ever been there, it's very Western themed, so it worked really well with the Cocoa Daisy kit, and I really wanted to use the things. So yeah, I did that. And then this last one was with some leftover Ali Edward products, and I made a spread about my haircut. Anything is possible if you've got enough nerve. It took quite some nerve to cut my hair that short, so I thought that was very fitting. And that is March, so that finishes up March in my stories. So yeah, I thought I'd do some kind of divider here and then go into April. So that's my plans. So I hope you guys like this. Hope you got some inspiration, and hopefully you'll keep following me for more videos as the months go. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye!